Hey Aries, welcome to your reading. My name is Chris, and my style is sorry, cat toys. My style is I pulled cards, two storylines, and these storylines could be your masculine and feminine energies, you and somebody else, two different ideas on the same topic, or two different jobs that you're trying to want, or um, what would life be here? What would life be there? Traveling or living in different places. We don't know yet. We will find out as we read the story. But keep that in mind. These could be two different things, and as we go, we will find out. Okay, persecution and inquisition and biblical. Wow, wow. Excuse me. Sorry, this feels. Oof. This feels like Jesus. Like literally Jesus. This feels like you might have some similarities about like self-sacrifice, about being good, or like following your path, and like you're stuck on not stuck in a negative way per se. Your life mission or your life path or your it's like in this lifetime your need to be in touch or in with the connection with your higher self as much as possible. It's almost like that won't leave you. It's almost like you've seen too much. You've already experienced what it's like when you're in the flow, um when you're manifesting easily and when things are just coming to you. You've seen it already what it's like, and it's almost like when you fall off track, or when you get into like a off of that easy manifestation in a path, you immediately feel the pull. You immediately feel like, oh, this is happening. Like it's almost like you have this sense of like ownership or um, responsibility, and you have control over everything, um, about like that you manifest, that you can. There are techniques that you can have control. It's almost like you've practiced them before and you were so on point and it was wonderful. And so when you're not on that same easy manifestation route, you can feel it, and you can feel the pull. It's like this lifetime that you feel this strong connection to wanting to be in that place at all times. Okay, for as much as possible. It's like this is the lifetime for you to practice and learn to manifest from that place, from that higher place. Um, Winter, Summer, and Archangel Michael in reverse. So this is a card of action. This is like, all right, it's time. It's summertime. It's time for you to put some effort, put some uh, actions behind like your professional life or your projects, or the thing that you want to do. But the Archangel Michael in reverse says that you're not connected to that higher self, that those energies. Yeah, it's a time for you to take action, but you're not connected to your inner guidance and your inner powers enough that you would know how to make that decision, make those actions from that place. So it's like get back in the flow. Get back in the flow of take your power back, get back in your inner connection before you take some action, because it is time to take action, and you're in this place of being off balance type of thing. Yeah, so gold is next. This is like your inequality. This is like what makes you unique, what the things that you have to offer to this world, to your family, to your dynamics, to your projects, to everything. your inner gold. What is about you, the quality within you, that's golden. You're not connected. This says that you're not connected to that part of you yet, but you have experienced it. You have experienced it for sure. I mean, I feel it. There's no like cards here to tell me that, but well, there is one, but it's coming next. And this is that against nature card. This is the you're not in the flow. You're not in the flow, and you're not working from that place of knowing your inner goodness, your inner gold, your inner qualities that only you have to offer from your unique perspectives and life experiences. You're not connected, and you're in a time where actions need to be done. Interesting. Beauty Way and the Wind. Beauty Way is a relationship card. It's specifically, maybe not specifically, but it is a card about like romantic things, romantic connection, a romantic relationship. This could also, of course, be within yourself, but this says that you've romanticized something too much, and you're not seeing it clearly. It's almost like you've taken something for granted. That's what it feels like. You've taken something for granted. And the wind card says that it is time to make decisive and clear and good actions. But again, it's almost like if you take action, it's telling you if you take action right now, not being connected to your inner qualities, you will feel like the consequences of it. You will feel that like you won't get the manifestations that you the highest version of the manifestations you want. But I think you've romanticized your connection to yourself so much. I feel like this feels like you've taken your connection with your higher self or your spirit team or the universe or God. You've taken it for granted that you think a lot of the times that you're acting from a place of being connected and you're not. There. That's what it is. That's what it is. And it's valuable because if you're in a lifetime where that's the biggest theme is you're experiencing more potently, I guess, than the average person what it is like to manifest out of the flow and in the flow. And it's so pronounced to you that at some point you're like, oh, okay, this is why it's so pronounced, because I'm learning to do things from a place of connection, and right now you're not. And so it's time to take action, and or rather, you are taking actions, or you want to take actions towards your project or professional life or relationships, but you're not in the flow, and it's saying that you will repeat a painful pattern if you do this, from that place. Make those conversations or those options or those things, if you act from that place. Okay, that's story number 1. Aries, story number 2. Spirituality and religion, oh my God, and finances, Jesus. There's a lot of spirituality here and like an anchoring down into the physical realm. Yeah, it's another very strong storyline of like something needs to be anchored. You're learning to anchor your energy and your value in the physical. You're learning about self-worth. You're learning about how you taking care of yourself, or you believing in yourself, you believing in your team or God or spiritual gifts are a reflection of like your finances, your quality of life, or your job, your profession, your livelihood there. Whew. All right. The next 2 cards are the Divine Physician and Diversity, both in reverse. So this says there's too much going on, and you have almost equal interest in all of them, but not really. But you're so dispersed, you don't know which one to choose, which one to focus on, because you like many options of many things that you want to do and can be doing. And rather than focus on one 100% and get it done and then move on to the next, you're like giving 20% here, 20% there, and they're all getting done 5% at a time. You think you're doing 20% at a time, but they're all getting done 5% at a time, rather than, you know what, let me finish this project first. Once I'm done, I'll focus on the next. This is what it's asking you to do. Focus on one, pick one, the one that brings you the most joy right now, finish it, and then move on to the next. And the divine physician, this is you've forgotten your self-care routine. Yeah, you've forgotten your daily connection to self, your daily inner self practices. You're forgotten. You're not doing your. I take care of myself first. I what do they call it? I fill up my cup first before I give what's extra. You know, you can't give from an empty cup. Is that the? I think that's the saying. You're going on empty. You've forgotten how to replenish yourself first before doing the things, and that's why you can only give 20% in various ways, which ends up being 5%. You don't see that, because you only have that little bit to give. Yeah, okay, next two cards, Blood and Tin. Blood is another card of, it's a physical card. And tin is a malleable energy. Oh, right. There was a message during the shuffling. Oh, I forgot. Wait, I took notes. I'll finish the reading and then we'll see. But yeah, there's something that happened during the shuffling. Sorry, so the blood card, let's finish this storyline. See, I was doing that. I just finish the storyline first, and then we'll move on to the next part. So the blood is a connection to your body. It's take time for yourself to connect with yourself physically, anchor yourself yourself and your energies and your bodies. It's okay. Anchor the spiritual, mental, emotional selves into your body before you do anything. Do that. I do this practice where before I do anything, or when I start my day, I just go, hey Spirit, what are we doing today? What is the order? What do we feel like doing? Which one is the one that we feel like doing the most? It's asking you to anchor that. Get yourself into a practice of anchoring your energies in your body first, so that you replenish and you're connected with yourself in as many ways and as well as possible. So you can be more productive and effective in your work. Let me see my notes. It's like there was whistling. Yes, there was whistle. I started to whistle randomly, and I don't do that. I started to whistle. I don't know if that means anything to somebody. During the shuffling, I couldn't help but whistle, and then I noticed, oh, I'm whistling. That's not necessarily a thing that I do, ever. Like that. Yeah, I don't know if that's a sign for anybody. Maybe that's a sign that, like, hey, we're talking about you right now. But he just wouldn't leave me. All right, so this is like you're at a breaking point in your life. It's like It's like that's it. The part of your life where you did things from an empty cup is done. You're now at a breaking point where you need to be effective, to have a new quality of life, to be able to anchor your self-worth energies, and it translated into and it translates into into financial abundance, or abundance in whatever ways you want it to show up in the physical, manifest it into the physical. You have to prioritize your self-care routine, your meditations, your grounding, all of that kind of stuff, your self-talk, all of that kind of stuff has to come first. And once you're echoing from there, the actions that you take. Yeah, so these two are related. No wonder. These two storylines, I'll get it at the end. But yeah, you can no longer go through 20% and give 5%. Now it's a time of discipline and focus. Pick one thing, replenish yourself, finish the thing, and then you can move on to the next. And so Arrow and the lower world is next. This is really cool. Wow, I'm getting a headache. This is really, really cool. So the Arrow is the card of that's like there's better coming. Something better is coming. Hold on, give me 1 second. My cat is Lenny, come here. Lenny, I always do that, and you never learn, dude. There. Alright, enjoy, guys. Sorry, my cat. He has a special diet, and he always tries to get into the other people's bowls. Aries. This card here, Arrow, is a card of like, there's something better. It's almost like you know it. I feel like you know this because there's a feeling here that you've experienced what it is like to be in the flow, and now you're not in the flow. That you can always, like, your intuition is telling you, you know there's a better quality of life. You know you're ready for it. You know you want it. You've been asking for it. And it's almost like you can feel it. It's right there. And you know how to get there, but you've fallen off your practices, your self-care practices. And so the lower world is dig deep, dig down, and figure out what it is for you that you're bringing from the past. Maybe a bad habit that's getting in the way or slowing you down, or a belief or something that is letting you fall off your practices for too long, for long enough that it'll probably start to show in your body. Maybe you're tired, more easily fatigued. Maybe you don't heal as much, or you don't feel as well, or you feel more tired or sleepy or headachy. Ooh, maybe that's why I just got that headache a minute ago. You'll start to feel these signs in your body little by little. It's saying, okay, so let's put them together. There are actions that you want to take. There's a better quality of life that you want to have. But right now, you've fallen off your meditations, your self-care practice, your daily connection to self and anchoring into the flow before you act. You've fallen off of that. You think that it is a given now. It's almost like you took it for granted that you're always connected, because maybe you had a period that you were so connected that you felt like, yes, I'm in my new life, and I think you fell off that wagon, and you're taking it for granted that you still are, and you can still do it easily, but it's telling you no. You've fallen off your practice. You're starting to see it in a lot of different injuries, or not feeling well, or fatigue, or some things like that. And so it's asking you to dig deep and figure out what it is about, what it is that's that maybe there's something that you don't know about that keeps you off track. Go within and figure out what that is. So I was going to clarify and ask, but of course this could be so many things for so many different of you. Pisces, sorry, not Pisces, I just did Pisces. Aries, it could be different areas. But so if you do want a separate reading to know exactly what it is that you need to work on. Maybe some of you do just by this reading. But there is something here that you still need to work through so that you can stay on your self-care, so that you can work on your inner quality, your self-worth, and to keep yourself more often than not, and or like as soon as you feel off track, you know how to get back on track. You don't continue doing actions from out of the flow state. Wow, that's cool. I like it. So Aries, that's what I got for you. Again, if you want more details about specifically that, email me. We'll get you set up with a personal reading for the specifics of it all. Otherwise, I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.